Puzzle up there. Okay. Maximilian Keller, docent, Oxenford Academy. In accordance with your request, I made inquiries into the accuracy of rumors surrounding the so-called Golden Grotto. The results of my research confirm that such a place in fact exists, and it lies to the north of the Elven Ruins, which are known simply to the locals as the Arches. It seems the Enshade truly did hide a portion of their riches before abandoning the swamp. However, I urge extreme caution. The elder races rarely leave their property unguarded. That was related to Barnabas. If he would play Thronebreaker again some other time, it could be interesting to try and get Barnabas, as he has influence in a few places, not just getting some resources, but really general. Yeah, sure. Thank you for letting me know about that. That is, by the way, a good point to point out that if I miss something from previous maps or something, feel free to tell me. Anything that I still can discover, don't tell me, because the things that I miss are just bad luck. Play the game how the best I can and the way I feel like doing it, which means I will miss things, but it is very nice of you guys if you then point out, hey, on the other map there was this thing, maybe check that out. Not only for me if I play it again, but also if someone else wants to play it to maybe check it out. And I bet that Barnabas then has more influence, as so far all of the companions did. Especially now that I could use some friends in my camp. Okay. Can build something. Training grounds. Okay. Fully upgrade these. Hey, some new cards available. Okay, but we can continue. Now fully upgraded the training grounds, and here we have the next puzzle. Meve pricked up her ears. Through the hum of mosquitoes and croaking frogs, she heard something unexpected. A singing woman. Puzzled, the queen followed the voice. She soon stood before the entrance to a cave, footprints visible in the mud. They appeared human if they don't count the 3-inch long claws. Move Meve to the opponent's ranged row. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Deathwish. Remove torrential rain from this row and add a stray slinger card to Meve's hand. Every turn on turn end, if there is no torrential rain on the row in front of this unit, move to the row and spawn a Lyrian Arbalist in your hand. Okay. So this one is a weird one.
Arbalist at your command.
The morrow shall bring a better day.
Okay. Oh. Choose and play one of two cards. Oh. Okay. Move the water hag 1 row up. Move the... Oh, I see. Oh. Okay. Below.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
I'm a wrong set.
Okay. Now move one up.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target. Lyria!
And now...
One vote I need.
And we did it! Also fairly straightforward. Wasn't too bad. Or maybe I'm just so good at the puzzles. Right? Nothing here though. Nothing else at least. There is some loot. Anything else here? Doesn't seem that way. Okay. Then let's continue this way. There is block 2. Here we have some loot, and there we have weird people in
For no
robes.
visible reason, the Lyrian column came to a halt. Meve stood in her stirrups in a bid to see the cause. Something had blocked the way, it seemed. Something large. A tree felled by a storm, or an abandoned wagon, the Queen thought. Neither was true. A boulder huge as a barn lay in their path. Footmen had slung ropes around it, planted their feet, and now sought to pull it aside. It did not budge an inch.
Perhaps I could assist you.
Meve turned in her saddle on hearing the voice. Several travelers in faded robes warily crept from the trees. A young woman with long, light-colored hair led the way.
You don't much resemble a rock troll.
Said the Queen, eyeing the slender stranger skeptically.
But go on, do try.
The fair-haired lass crouched beside the stone, closed her eyes, and began to whisper. Horses wheeled and tugged at their reins. A hound howled in the distance. And then, the boulder rolled to the side like an apple across the deck of a boat rocked by seas.
Who are you? Do tell.
A druid.
Came her calm response.
This stone. It stood in our circle.
The woman silently turned toward the wood. Meve followed her gaze, and among the trees saw other large stones, cracked and scorched.
What happened here?
We refused the Nilfgaardians' aid,
Answered the druid.
so they razed our shrines. Though, perhaps it's a blessing.
A blessing? How so?
A darkness fell upon Angren a time past, and it grows. The forest turns savage, its creatures drunk on blood. Folk have come to worship other cruel gods. It's time we abandoned this land forsaken and went south, to Kedmerkvid.
I mean, you may join us if you wish.
Our path leads south too, though not as far.
Said the Queen.
Do join us. Given the times, there's safety in numbers.
The druids agreed, and were grateful. They walked at the rear of the column, muttering prayers, their faces concealed beneath hoods.
I mean, I hope that wasn't a mistake. It probably was. Someone will die, so I have even less companions. But, I mean, that's kind of the theme of this playthrough. Everyone dies, I'm alone. Proclamation. This is a logging zone. Any attempt to impede operation will be treated as sabotage, thus subject to punishment of the highest order. Count Caldwell, Steward of Angren by imperial decree. Oh, what do we have here? It's a big boy. Get that big boy. Rumor has it the Nilfgaardian Empire eradicated nearly all monsters within its borders. If true, Angren must have proven a wholly unpleasant change for the Imperials. At every turn, every trip to relieve oneself in the bushes, a bloodthirsty beast lurks just out of sight. Standard battle. Okay. It's not too bad. Ooh, move 3 cards to the other row. If they were units, damage them by 4. That's quite the upgrade to them. The slingers. Can be quite nice. Well, let's take that. Let's see how it goes. After one turn on turn start, if there is a unit on the opposite row, destroy the one with the highest power and south. Okay. I wonder how I want to play it. This way they would destroy one of the arbalists, which aren't super... But let's do it like this, actually.
You mad? Don't shake that!
It's okay if they destroy this one, because it doesn't have any further use aside from putting some fire on the row. It continues like that. Interesting.
Never had your kneecaps
something new,
broken!
Okay, now we have these ones. Get rid of them. And guess might as well play the spy here. They passed. I'll take it. Let's switch out this one. That's pretty good. Let's pass again. They can win the round. Have to play a card. Okay. Now let's do this.
late. Again.
Destroy that. And get rid of this one entirely. And end the turn. More of these. Okay.
Hey?
Get rid of these. Fine for now.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Good damage. Okay. Jesus. Another one. Oof. Okay.
One bolt I need.
Elven blarney.
It's not too late to walk away.
Thronebreaker. Ooh, that was close. Definitely need that.
Gonna need
3 buckets of nails and a tub full of pegs.
No! Don't want to attack him. That was a close one, but we still got out victorious. That's nice. We still lack enough loggers to meet the expectation of our most gracious Emperor Emir of our Emrys, the white flame dancing on the grave of his foes. May the great sun shine upon him. If they'll not be tempted by coin, a whip will suffice. The boars are squatting like beasts in the woods, but I've no doubt you'll find them. I expect to have 24 new laborers before the month end. Okay. So let's another campsite. The battle here. Okay. Before Meve arrived in Angren, her only knowledge of the land came from the songs of troubadours who frequented her castle. Supposedly it was a land cursed by the gods, where evil lurked at every turn. At the time it seemed the poet aimed to exaggerate for effect. Now on the verge of her next clash with the swamp beast, standing waist deep in a putrid bog, she understood there was truth to their every word. Nice. Nice country. So, okay, let's take it like that.
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Okay.
You mad? Don't shake that!
They are tearing me apart.
This could hurt. For Rivia!
And I passed. Beautiful. Won the first round. Okay. And let's pass. And now the final round. Okay.
No time for that!
Let's play the spy. Huh, how do I want to play that now? A little bit tricky.
Elven blarney.
Okay.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
Ever have a
this
storm
one.
knock out one of your teeth?
And oh, that's it for now.
I've hit the white of an eye from half a league away.
Strong boy. Another strong boy.
Gonna need 3 buckets of nails, a tub full of pegs.
Okay, let's see. Hot doggo. Take care of these two. Johnny Zeus. This one. Really? Ugh.
Don't you worry yourself, you Grace. We'll get done in no time.
This does not look good. Yes. Okay. That was a tough one. These vampire decks are really, really strong. Okay, definitely want her. That is very helpful. Not sure if that was a good draw. Huh. What if I just passed the first round? 22 points. Just to play a few cards. Because now I have to win this round. So let's play the spy.
We got a job to do.
Two of these again, yeah. That actually pretty good. Kills my doggo, but aside from that, it was nice. And this. They passed. Okay. This should be enough.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Just make sure. Okay. Now, on to the last round. Okay. Let's play some fire.
I smell a leak.
Okay. It's not too terrible, at least. That's pretty bad.
For Rivia!
Let's take the damage now that we can.
Elven Blarney.
Okay. Another one of these.
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Moved around again.
I'm a horse.
When will you ever learn?
That was pretty effective. But I have to pass? No. I still lose. Because I can't use my abilities. Ah! That was just unlucky. That was unlucky. Okay. Okay. No Isbal, which is not great. Kind of like the strategy of passing immediately. So they just burn the cards. Oh no, Isbal. Damn it. This is going to be an issue.
Fuck, our ass is moving.
How do I want to do this? Let's try the unit to the right and boost health by its power. Okay. Tricky, tricky. Very tricky. Ah, I don't know what to do.
Lyria!
In the past. This I can do 8 damage. Still have to play a card regardless. Which I tend to forget sometimes. So I play this card. Okay. That's enough. Okay. Not great, I would say, but in that case, not that really makes sense.
This could hurt.
Not sure if I will win this time. Don't have Isabel, which I would like to have.
Watch your heads.
But at least I can put some fire out there. Down the ale. That'll help. Let's well play it now.
I'm coming, I'm coming.
Okay. This will be again a very close one.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
That 2. Ah, such an annoying move.
Can't take it anymore.
So do 3 damage. Do 4 damage. Then 5 damage. Another 10 damage. And hope that that's enough. Oh, it's enough. We did it. Victory. Oof. Oh boy. do we have here? I expect initiative and creativity from my subalterns. Not whining about logistical issues or critical lack of infrastructure. You couldn't find a suitable building to store the collected taxes? Then find a bloody cave. There are hundreds of them in Angren. And despite what every peasant might say, bloodthirsty monsters do not lurk behind every shrub. Think twice the next time you bother me with these trivial matters. Well, I think they had a point about the monsters, but not complaining, since I got... What is he doing there? Your Majesty, look what the scouts have found. A Nilfgaardian hiding in the shadow of a bridge. She looks like death, spotted head to toe in sores and scabs. He claims he deserted a week ago and he is looking for a boat to sail south back home. What shall we do with him? What do you think? Tie a stone to his feet and toss him over? I'm John our ranks. Our people won't like that, but we're not a cruel queen. Cruel queen. Move our morale again. This swamp is a maze. A point of interest there. Lumberjack camp.
Angren lies thousands of leagues from the sea. Yet the Imperial fleet looked chiefly to this land for wood, its ashes and oaks ideal for shipbuilding. The lumber was driven down the Yaruga to shipyards in Sintra and Atra. There, day and night, Nilfgaard's fleet grew and grew. So when Meve heard axes steadily hacking, the continual grind of saws, she halted her force and quickly dispatched scouts. Indeed, they found a lumber camp, banners overhead, the great sun blazing upon them. Though not critical to her mission, Meve was nonetheless tempted to disrupt the invader however she could.
Attack the
The
camp!
Emperor awaits a mass flow of logs.
Called the queen, drawing her sword.
But we shall send him corpses! Formation!
Yes.
Follow me!
When the Lyrians
Corpse
rushed forth with
delivery.
a cry on their lips, the lumberjacks dropped their axes. Their black-clad guards, though likewise surprised, formed up and stood ready for battle.
The Nilfgaardian coastline extended thousands of miles, so it came as no wonder the Blackclads had an insatiable appetite for the lumber of sycamores and yews. In order to defend such an expanse from Skelligan pirates, the Emperor needed to maintain a truly massive fleet, its ships numbering in the hundreds. Such an immense armada, however, came at a high price, costing the Empire nearly half its treasury. Shortened battle, okay. Two. Let's see. That's certainly decent. That's decent.
Larvat!
Should be bigger.
Navin! Lyria! Nilfgaard!
Every 2 units destroyed boost health by 6 and damage all enemy units by 2. This out first. That'll boost us.
Order!
Now, got the Wagenburg.
When will you ever learn?
Stop your yappiness. Your life is mine now.
destroyed there, but
I'm coming, I'm coming.
can do this. Some damage there.
Angren's gold is not yours to plunder. Begone!
So like that.
Back in line!
Okay, they are a bit of a problem.
Move! Hey?
Let's do that. I need to try to hold off on killing too many units before I get my hands on the Nilfgaardian Braveheart, because it boosts itself.
You might be freed!
And there we are again, boosting. The boosting even destroyed one of my units again.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
Actually, it seems like it is really not worth it. Going after the Braveheart right now, the way my cards look. That'll be a tricky one. Okay.
Getting to work.
Um. Okay. Doesn't look particularly good here. And with not particularly good, I mean, it looks terrible.
Gonna need 3 buckets of nails and a tub full of pegs.
Yeah, I need to restart this. I mean, here Isbel would have been super helpful. Let's restart this battle. Definitely need Isbel for this one. So, let's see. I guess this one would be more about strengthening ourselves rather than damaging the other team.
Larvat!
Don't have Isbel.
Lyria!
It's not good.
Gonna need 3 buckets of nails and a tub full of pegs.
It's not good. Let's get away with these 2 armor points and play the ale. Now, if I can damage him early, then it's definitely possible. Problem is now that I don't have Isbel, things get a little bit tougher. So I may want to take him out early. At least try to take him out early.
Wise choice.
Now can do good damage. This would be 5 damage.
Arbalist at your command.
With 3. We should be able to kill him next round. If all goes well.
Order!
Angren's gold is not yours to plunder. Begone!
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Down he goes. Okay. Had to spend a lot of resources on that one, but at least we have now a chance. Well, these 2 are a bit of an issue as well.
Obedience or the lash! I'm coming, I'm coming.
Okay. That looks definitely better than last time.
Back in line!
So moving around there.
Move!
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
You should win this.
There's not to reason why.
Okay.
This one's got spirit.
Okay. Victory!
Nilfgaard's ranks folded. Soldiers fled in fright, stumbling over felled trees and corpses. The air was heavy with the scent of resin and blood. As she caught her breath, the queen looked about. Hundreds of trees lay cut down in rows. Oak and ash enough to keep the shipyards working till winter. Meve ordered the lumber requisitioned, yet one of the loggers approached her. A man with a face like old leather, sawdust in his hair.
Good lady, I know you war hard against Nilfgaard. I know you'd keep timber out of their hands, but then see, we won't get paid. We'll see no coin till Sintra's shipyards see lumber. It's what the Blacklads said. I beg you, have mercy. We're simple folk. Been slaving since spring, got families to feed. And hunger looms ever close in wartime.
We pay for the wood. You work for it.
Meve looked at the logger's hands. Thick scars, crisscrossed fingers twisted by years of axe work.
This wood I cannot allow to reach Nilfgaardian shipyards.
She said.
Yet neither can I let you go hungry. I shall take the wood and pay you from my own purse.
Yes, that's the right thing to do. Okay. Success, success, success. I like it. Anything else here?
You've a big heart, my lady. Not many folk like you, especially not in Angren. A land bedeviled in many ways. You've a big heart, my lady. Not many folk like you. Got blisters on me hands from all this work. Weren't enough the corns on me feet, ye gods. Never ends, I tell you. We'll never finish this blasted work. Work, work, work.
Work, work, work.
And do I see anything
Work, work,
from
work,
it?
work, work.
Even a measly bloody crumb. Got blisters on me hands from all this work. Weren't enough the corns on me feet.
Okay. Let's move on. Where do I have to go now? No. Okay. We have to go this way. I feel like we're making decent progress here in the woods. I think this is where I left off, right? Yep, yep, yep. Oh, Nilfgaardians. Let's explode them. The Nilfgaardians did their best to avoid service in the godforsaken swamps of Angren, whose waters teemed with monstrosities thought only to exist in nightmares. Those who were unsuccessful in their efforts took at least some comfort in the fact that they were located far from the front lines. Many had hoped to survive to the war without encountering a single enemy force. The Nilfgaardians, it seemed, had never been taught that hope is the mother of fools. Standard battle, okay. Better. Okay, let's switch that out. That's pretty good. Could use this.
In the treat!
Let's see. How do I want to start this? Some options here. But considering that, I think I will pass. Because
Off to the
standard
front yet
battle.
again.
The Commissar will hear.
Okay. Lost the round. Okay. Okay, let's play this.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Oh, I thought they would have passed there, but only they didn't. Okay, now the question is obviously how do I want to deal with that now? Let's see what we have here. Some extra fire. That's good. Twice the boost that they're going on. Ahoy! Wrong game! Hello Koala, how are you doing? How has your start of the week been going? Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's do this. Need to get rid of some of the boosters there. Oh, they passed. Let's do this. Play
Stop
this.
your yapping and start digging.
Damage there. Actually have to play another one.
Our ballista, your command.
Hope you're doing well, Koala. Thank you for stopping by. Hey. Okay, that's good. We really needed her, Isabel. So, that's good news. Let's set fire to this row.
I smell a leak.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
quite a few of those.
For Rivia!
Let's play these three.
Very glad.
Baru?
Armor was.
More damage. Looking pretty good here in this fight.
Brach! Scheiß! In! Zwei! Lyria!
Off to the front yet again.
So much anger and suffering. For what?
Nice. That worked out pretty well. More boosterino.
Brach! Scheiß! In! Zwei!
Off to the front yet again.
Still very strong cast that he has, but the victory is ours. Beautiful. Darkest nights, darkest dreams, cheeks are split with bloody streams. 'Neath the depth our mistress waits, drunk on terrors her appetite sates. Strength she saps, muddies the head, lures you in, kind words she said. Then swamp you enter to find your end. Rejoice for now, you've yet time to spend. Okay, we have a puzzle there, another puzzle there. This looks like a side area, right? I guess I will continue here first. Milady, our scouts report that substantial riches are located in this abandoned hovel. Along with a swarm of vermin, the floor is black with the blood of bloated leeches and maggots. Bats hang from the ceiling and the spider webs cover the windows. I call for volunteers to recover the valuables. None step forward, they are too afraid. No, like that's no reason for not getting it.
Entering the swamp's easy. Trouble's getting out.
Okay.
Entering the swamp's easy.
That's not ominous at all. Let's get the wood there. Some loot here. What's going on there? What are they doing?
In the distance, Meve spotted a spindle-like shape, which soon proved an enormous, dark obelisk. It stood in the middle of a wetland clearing. Dozens of iron rings dangled from its shaft, clinking and rattling in gusts of wind. Cows, donkeys, and dogs were gathered round the stone, all tied to the rings by ropes. Their hides showed many shallow cuts, seeping blood, festering, drawing mosquitoes in swarms. A number of the animals struggled against their cords, while others, near dead, lay still in the wet, tall grass.
Oops, sorry.
Across the
Accidentally
clearing,
tapped
folk
out of the
emerged
game.
from the woods, a handful of peasants with a mule in tow. The beast resisted, stomped and planted its hooves, perhaps sensing its gruesome fate. The queen decided to question the peasants, and soon learned the animals were their sacrifice to the swamp gods.
They're all about, dearie. Very close. Oh, very, very close.
The toothless old woman whispered.
They hide neath murky waters. Come feed when they hear the drip of blood. The gods look kindly on those what make an offering.
Stop the blood ritual. Make a sacrifice to the marsh gods. Stand aside. Don't interfere with the rite. A streamer I watch when I can. Kinzes has just started a blind playthrough of The Witcher 3. Very interesting seeing how someone else is playing this after seeing you. Oh yeah, but what kind of differences did you notice? Like, what's different? I mean, it's such a great game. I wish now, obviously in retrospect, that I could have shown you my blind reaction to it, because I was just in awe the entire time. So what do we do here, though? Like, stop the blood ritual. You just draw out all the monsters.
Of your gods,
began the queen, her nose crinkled in disgust.
but any that demand such grisly tribute are not at all worthy of reverence. What you do to these creatures is savagery. Savagery I can't allow.
Run us off, you can.
Replied the old shrew.
But soon as you're gone, we'll come back. As ever, we'll come back.
This I know. So I must take care to leave you naught to come back to.
Over the peasants' howls and pleas, Meve ordered the obelisk brought down.
I was very fascinated,
Her
of course,
soldiers
yeah.
gripped the ropes that hung from it and
Yeah, that's
toppled the
always
shaft.
interesting.
As it hit the ground,
like,
it shattered into many smaller
sometimes
pieces.
I just browse Twitch for just new channels to watch like you do, and I also always have a look out for just new people you could possibly host or raid at some point, or just enjoy watching myself. And one of the games I usually look after when I do that is who's playing The Witcher 3 at the moment, and it's always fun to see people either playing it through another time or playing it the first time. He's really systematic in his approach to battles. I mean, do you know on which difficulty he plays? Because especially on Death March, when I played through it, very much so in the beginning, at the very least, you have to be systematic. Otherwise, you
say you know
get torn to pieces.
The old woman's eyes narrowed. Her voice grew darker still.
Well, don't you worry your head, sweetie. You'll meet him soon enough. They'll tangle you apart. Sow a pox among you, drive you to madness. Every last one. I curse you, all of you, in Gerdakora's name.
Undisturbed by the Harridan's screamed threats,
Not sure if that was
Meve
good.
rode on. But her men whispered long of the curse. It weighed on their minds, poisoned their hearts. Each misstep, misfortune, they saw as punishment for their sacrilege.
Probably reduces our morale, but joke's on you. Our morale was low anyway. Let's look around though. Okay, nothing else here. I guess we messed something up. Fine. It's really not my episode today. Things are not going great. We started rough, and it continued like that. Guess that happens in the Witcher world. It's a rough world. Yeah, but it took me some time to get used to the Witcher 3 combat when I played it for the first time as well. And at the beginning I died quite a bunch. Gervin's Ford. Let's see what this is about.
Angren, all decomposes, be it dead or very much alive. Rot blights trees. Seeping sores torment beasts, and the whole swamp emits the acrid, stifling stench of decay. So when,
Caller,
in
I
the
can
swamp's
recommend the
distant
channel. I think
corner, the
we
Lyrians
rated
caught
once
whiffs of smoke
that,
and roasted meat.
the channel
They stopped
Caitlin
dead in their
D.
tracks.
Perry.
The scouts followed their noses to
She's
a
playing
clearing
through
framed
The
by
Witcher
a
3
palisade.
right now as well. I think the second
Through
time
the
or so.
gaps in the posts,
But
they spotted
very
a
good,
small
very
fort.
good content
Any
there,
banners upon
and
it?
usually on
Whose do you see?
the
Asked the
afternoon
Queen.
times,
There aren't
our
none, your
time.
grace.
So before I
Not one
stream,
golden sun,
something
not
I
one
think
silver lily.
from 2 to 9 or so is when she streams. like to hang out there usually myself when having my coffee, etc. Just having that on in the afternoon. Let's knock the gate.
Meve gave the gate a few solid knocks with her shield. Moments later, a dozen armed men appeared atop the rampart. The one who led them wore a beard.
Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Meve, Queen of Lyria and Rivia. At war with Nilfgaard, I ventured into these swamps.
Is there a war on? Hey, that's news. Certainly, but little concern to me. The name's Gimpy Gerwin, and I rule these lands.
Oh, Kinias, then? Plays around our noontime Australian. I see, yeah.
Is that so? As conferred upon you by whom?
I mean, that's the thing. Usually for me, it's the people that are streaming now. It's either I'm streaming myself or I'm at work, so don't see as much of those anymore.
By me! Angren's a good bit larger than folk think. And no dukes or emperor's fingers stand to reach its every corner. Thus I just up and took this particular nook. Made it mine.
Okay.
So let's parley, Meve. One ruler to another. At the risk of being blunt, I don't care who wins this war. But I want to be in good standing with whoever does. So, I offer you a fire at which to warm your limbs. Also, a place at my table and beds for you to rest. On condition, you pledge to me one very small thing. To respect the sacred laws of hospitality.
Okay.
So be it. I do solemnly swear before the gods and my ancestors that we shall honor all the laws of hospitality.
Then you're most welcome inside.
Shady.
The fort was simple, built of logs, covered with thatch. Oh, but inside, it was warm, dry. Hot, steaming dishes were piled upon platters, the tables beneath them bent from their weight. Smiles appeared on her soldiers' drained faces, and Meve's spirits were lifted at last. Gerwin proved a cordial host, and eagerly shared both food and tales. He'd led a mercenary band, and they'd stumbled into Angren, discovered a land unclaimed by any feudal lord. He'd erected the fort, then united the surrounding villages under his very own rule.
The folk here are savage, defiant,
he said, sipping wine.
I keep them on a tight lead for their own good. Elsewise they'd slit your throat first chance they got.
Late that night, Meve went to see if her mare had been dressed. In the stable, she happened on a farmhand. Recognizing the queen, the man fell to his knees and averted his eyes. Meve noticed a strange object dangling from a rope around his neck. A human hand, half rotted to the bone.
What? What is that?
We're cannibals. They're cannibals, right?
My wife's hand, your grace,
stammered the peasant.
Lord Gerwin caught her sneaking some grub. Scraps, really. Took her and told me to wear it, so I'd remember what happens when...
Meve left the stable without uttering another word. She went straight to the servants' barracks. In the pale glow of her torch, she looked over the peasants. All terrified, all with fresh, bleeding wounds. The queen felt rage rise inside her. The queen blew her horn. Lyrian soldiers filled the yard.
You have to free
they
them.
hastily donned their armor, strapped on their swords. Unsure of Meve's intentions, Gerwin's men likewise stood at the ready, weapons in hand.
Gerwin!
Roared Meve.
Get out here at once!
The stout mercenary stood at his window, glaring from beneath his furrowed brow.
I don't know what you think you're doing,
He called.
but I kindly remind you of your oath and the laws.
I've seen your laws. You're strict and they're cruel. So your rule will end now. Attack!
Let's do it! Let's explode them! Special rules, shorten battle, extra cards. Optional, eliminate Gimpy Gervin. Meve cursed her naivety. She should have noticed sooner the deep neck scar on the servant opening the gaze, the gouged eye of the elder who tended to the animal, the servant girls who averted their gaze in shame. The queen's sword hissed as she drew it from its sheath. Okay. Gimpy Gervin. Switch out this one. Could be nice. That's good.
I didn't think a queen would so easily break her word.
Whoa. Stop it.
Don't like this.
Destroy a locked enemy unit or lock an enemy. Okay. Let's do that.
Cursed traitors.
You mad? Don't shake that!
Sod it. Sod it.
You did the right thing. We should never turn a blind eye to others' suffering.
Exactly. Let's see what we can do here, though. Guess he locked it. That gets rid of one of those archers. Two of these archers.
Awaiting your orders.
Fine. Wow. What do we have here? Mark an ally. When it is destroyed, move it to hand instead of the graveyard, then destroy self. Try that.
Don't like this.
Pays late. Again.
To arms!
Armor won't say.
Freedom! Lyria!
Got him!
Remove this pile of manure from my sight.
Victory! We did a
Lame as he
thing.
was, Gerwin had been a mercenary. He fought hard, he fought well, yet still proved no match for me. She knocked his axe from his hand. He fell to his knees.
Yes!
Then she cleaved his head clear off. It rolled like a gourd and came to rest at the peasant's feet.
You've your freedom back,
Growled Meve as she wiped her sword.
yet do not take it for granted. Nilfgaard is in Angren. The Blackclads will come here too. As long as the golden sun flies
Praise
over
the
the marsh,
sun.
you must hide in the woods.
Meve's force left the fort before dawn. She rode at the fall, lips pursed, jaw clenched. A stain on her honor. She'd broken her word. Apart from all else, it stung on the inside.
Damiridium shackles. Card acquired.
We're free. It is the truth. The gods bless you, your majesty. That Gerwin bloke were a monster, milady. A monster. Worse nor a pack of ghouls. Pack? No, worse nor a swarm. 1 month he kept me in darkness. And I only busted a tankard. I'll not stay here. 'Tis an evil place. Rather go with ye, even if I'm to fight black lads along the way.
Oh, nice. We recruited him. And we got a report. Govern's code. Listen up, bumpkins. All transgressions shall be punished with the utmost severity. Theft, off with your arm. Insolence, off with your tongue. Laziness or carelessness, 50 lashes. Trying to escape, death. Not with me. Rebounds units from the opponent's stack to your side and lock them. I mean, also feel like that the Crow's Eye card is not great or not good enough. But what do I take instead? Sure, yeah. I can turn up the game volume. Ah, that's not what I... There. Options, audio... Let me know if that will be better. Phew. Still thinking what should I take here though? Let's take the blood card. Let's try that out. Okay. We defeated them. Now we loot. Can upgrade this workshop part. Getting there to the end as well. Alchemist, horse thief. Where's the third card? Am I crazy? Not seeing it. Yeah. So didn't see it, but now the marker is gone. Let's have a look at the map. There we have a puzzle. And that will lead us back to the main road. Okay. The puzzle here. Have you heard of the monster known to Scattergus as him? No? It's a powerful demon that feeds on the soul of those who have committed a terrible evil. But who in Meve's unit could have attacked such a vile creature? Attracted such a vile creature? Who of the Queen's companions was responsible for an act heinous enough to garner the demon's attention? Eliminate the him without any allies being killed. We will do this little puzzle after a very, very short break. Be right back, just a couple of minutes.